of the whole sensation, yeah. Because your body was very much involved into it, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And who else wanted to add something? Because I felt it was quite surprising for me when you started having the pen between your crotch, and then later on you had it in your mouth. Mm-hmm. So that kind of become quite different because you're bringing reference of quite sensitive parts of your body into this mark making, and that become quite interesting because what you try to say, does that relate to your other performance, your previous work? So that become really intimate because when the whole thing is kind of you expanding the body, it's kind of like you kind of longer, taller, and higher and further range, but you kind of choose more intimate approach to it, which is very much kind of internal with the mouth, and then with the breathing, you really kind of feel the ink in your mouth, and so I think that's probably, you know, I don't know, is that you normally make performance quite bodily involved?
I think, I think like in this case, I was expecting to enjoy much more the big, you know,
yeah,
like the extension.
Yeah.
So I started with like the sensation.
Yeah, you had more of a structure.
But later on, I enjoyed much more the intimacy, the closeness towards the medium, the ink, and the wall and the paper.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it became quite mouth and pelvis interaction.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this kind of closeness and intimacy, and the red, and then the flower.
Yeah, the flower.
And the mouth as well.
I
really enjoy the little rather than the huge. And I was expecting completely the opposite.
Yeah. I think if you do it again in your own space, in your own studio, in your own time, you probably prepare things more carefully, which you have now experience of, okay, the charcoal was not coming out a lot, and then you spend a lot of time making a structure, but not much ink actually attached onto the willow. So all of this kind of become an experience, and you could sort of learn from that experience, and then next time you probably can actually make a real sculpture, but really attaching to the tool that really will make a drawing, and then you can really enjoy the sensation of the movement with the structure. But I think it's a very interesting approach where you try the quite big structure feel, and then you go into things more kind of tangible and intimate. So I think that's it was very interesting for me to see, because it sort of didn't happen when I did it, so I was quite interested when you suddenly use mouth, and so it was really interesting. And the sound, that hammer, it was like, and breaking the charcoal, I thought I was really interesting, because from the breaking, it makes the mark on the paper. Yeah. Imagine if you just do that as a performance, and to actually have a load of charcoal and really breaking every one of them until they tiny pieces. That could be a really strong, powerful performance with it, like the sound of it, and then the actual mark become all dotted, and then the actual fragment of all the charcoal become pieces.
I think for the drawing and performance thing, using this, it would be nice like if it's a durational performance, like you know, for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, because since like the tip of it that actually like strokes to the paper is like really thin.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes like that one, even like I tried in the last part.
Yeah.
I took a lot of sticks and then made this thing. This part.
Yeah.
It takes like it's beautiful if it, you know,
yeah,
like by
it
time
is,
if
yeah.
there's like a lot of it. It becomes, you know, like very dark, and there's like a slide of white something like it's not drawn on it.
Yes.
Yeah, it becomes like very beautiful, but also like it's kind of like really hard to control.
It is really hard to control because it is not a pen, isn't it?
It's not a pen, and also if you do it like once or twice, it's not you know, you cannot control it, so it's like very wavy and everything.
Yeah.
But if you have that thing like 1,000 multiple times,
yeah,
it
exactly.
becomes like so beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's what is beautiful, because after you know the nature,
yeah,
it's not really listening to you. It's not going to do what you want it to do. So work with the nature and make it, like you said, a durational piece to actually just
do the same
layers and layers and layers, and the process of it become a performance itself. Yeah. Because what you might find in the end is when you're fighting against this material and when you try to make a permanent mark with this material, it might be too loud in the end. It might, when you stand back, is actually the quiet mark actually make you feel even more surprising and prettier, and then you wanted to explore more. But at the time, I understand the frustration, because when I first did it, it was exactly the same. It was just like, so in the end, I used the puppet to make the more permanent mark on top of those dots and then scratches and the lines. But after that, the sensation of actually moving the willow was actually stayed with myself the most. So I think sometimes you don't actually know where the work is until later on when you revisit it. And you kind of, like you use the string in the end. You use the, yeah.
But I kind of liked how the process becomes different once the ink is drying out on the string.
Yeah.
And it's not because when you whip it, it looks like it could be another material. But when it dries out, it kind of makes the mark of exactly a little part of the string. So you can dissect what the material was and how it was attached to the little knots that it produced. As opposed to when it was dripping wet.
Yeah.
And there could be any story attached to it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
For me, it was really to think about how I can take the idea further of what you just said. Okay, now, because I'm very much like, I put so many ideas and then, okay, I don't know what to do with it. And then what you just said, okay, think about that part or that section. Would you like to continue working on it, or what you just said, the revision? Because I'm mainly a performative dancer, so that's a different process for me to learn.
Yeah, because for me, when I was videoing you, when you were actually have that stick coming out from your neck, and you were just completely doing the dancing without actually worry about the stick, it was really, really beautiful. So I think
that's what.
Yeah, and I think what it is you just removed yourself from a stage dancer, because you had this kind of, you become a sculpture, you're a moving sculpture. So therefore, you know, everyone probably will have a different result from today, or different starting point from today. But I think what I feel very inspired is you added a lot of things which I never feel or seen before. So thank you all very much.
Which are repeated over and over again, and then through acceleration and deceleration starts to shift, so that you get different relationships in time till they're again together. So that's extremely simple, but very, very refined. That's one of the beautiful things about the body, is that through movement, through dancing, you can literally embody the most abstract ideas.